Hello, I thought this week I would show you the vineyard and our plans for the vineyard and the garden. When I took this, the weather was quite nice, but it later snowed, so the timeline wise it's nicer, then it snows. So basically the vineyard is split into 4 different parts. You've got some overhead trellises which are in front of the house, and then an upper and lower part I've shown you on this picture. So you basically split it into 4 parts. So you've got number 1 is the top vineyard, which is the biggest area. 2 is the bottom half of the top vineyard. 3 is the bottom vineyard, or the bottom part of the vineyard, sorry. Which is not very productive, and it is quite a nice level area, so we're probably going to grub that up. Number 4 is the overhead sort of trellis vines that hang down. So the idea will be that we'll split or we'll basically put 3, cut that whole area off and just sort of like make that into garden. And then this top half I can extend where the arrow's showing to make up for what we lose at the bottom part. I'll just add it onto the top with some new vines just to rejuvenate everything a little bit. So now we're just looking out over the vineyard and the garden, and then this time I've only really just got used to using this drone, and I'm starting to get the hang of it now. But when I took this, I was a bit worried it was going to fly away and not come back, so I was reluctant to go too far with it. So it's just sort of going up and having a look over the area, but it does give you an idea of how we're situated within the village. Essentially we're on the outskirts. As you come into the village, we're the sort of first property on the left as you come up into the village. The village itself is actually a lot bigger than you realise. It's quite nice with a drone because it suddenly gives you a good overview. We're situated on the side of a valley, and as you drive up into the village itself, and then you can go around in a big sort of circle, and the other side of the valley has a lot more houses than what is on our side. Whilst it's a little bit like a typical Bulgarian village in that it's I wouldn't say it's dying, but it's not as populated as it once was. There's a lot of derelict houses, but it's still quite a thriving little community. There's a nice dairy farm, which is handy because of the milk pickups in the morning. The road is kept nice and clear, which is an advantage. So in the winter, you unlikely to get totally snowed in because the road which passes right next to our house will always be kept fairly clear. So there you go, that's a pretty good overview of the house. As you're looking down on it now, you've got the vineyard in front and to the right as you're looking at it, and then at the back you've got the sort of paddock, which is the whole lot comes to about an acre. Stop this bit now. You get the tangle from that and you work your way back and you get more and more tangled. If you're doing it every year, it's nothing like as bad as this.
It's starting to look better though.
Yeah. It's working sort of from the beginning of the tree outwards. See, that is actually still in light, it's only just. I'm in there for old thing.
Got a nice little pile going on.
Yeah.
How many loads is that?
Sorry?
How many loads is that?
Oh, there's one thing pruning them. It's clearing away the clippings that take time. I've taken through them. I'm making a fire out here. Bonfire. There's going to be much left in it. Right, I'm really not an expert when it comes to trying to get vines that have gone sort of over 2.5 years of growth back. It's quite easy normally because you just work on the basis that you get fruit on the buds from new wood. So for instance here you would normally see this was a new stem last year, so you'd go 1, 2, 3. Well, this one I'd probably go 1, 2, cut it. It's probably dead anyway. We try another one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see that one is actually, I don't know if you can see, but that's actually green. Can't really see. So that one's dead. That one's green. We'll leave that one. I'm not actually worried about this vine because these are all going to be gone. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, I'm just going to go 2 on that one because that one's pointing in the right direction. Don't want that bit. Don't want that bit. That's just like a volunteer vine. Certainly don't want that. And then here, go for that one. There's one bud there. I'm going to go for one bud because that's pointing out in the wrong place. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that one. So that's basically what's left of that vine, and you'd be surprised, it looks like it's totally dead, but that'll come back. I might just do this row along the edge here, but this lot's going to go as far as, I can't really show you where that wall is, coming in line with that wall across here is going to go. So the top half where that sort of lighter post is upwards, that's going to stay. But this area down here will become a garden. I'll show you from the other side later. No more string trees. So this is the area that last year, when I had my back to a huge sort of copse of stink trees, that's now all been chopped off, and coming up to the top vineyard. That is the pile of stink trees, which hopefully that will end up being made into charcoal. It probably won't be the best quality, but it should work. So this is the top vineyard, which, with the help of with the help of Adam and Linda from our little Bulgarian adventure, we got this area pretty much cleared the other day. I've just been round today sort of fixing up the broken wires and clearing some of the debris out the bottom. I haven't cleared it all, I just haven't got time, so I'm hoping that most of this will sort of break up and mulch down. Then when I come back later in the year, strim along here, or come along with the mower, it will just sort of get smashed up. Either that or the mower's going to get terribly tangled, we'll have to see. So in this place, the vineyard is sort of split into two levels really. You've got the top level, which is what I call this area, and then the sort of lower top level, which is here, and then the bottom vineyard, which you can see I'm standing on the wall above our house, is there. Well, I'm hoping, the plan is eventually that I'm going to grub that area up, and that will be an extended garden. I'll show you a different view in a minute. So basically the line of the vineyard will come along here, down around here, and straight across there. And then this half will be removed, because this is at the bottom of our garden as you come out from the house. There's the wall with the top vineyard above it. So I'm going to come out in a straight line from where that wall is, and this area here, which is fairly level, we'll lose the vines there, not the trellis vines overhead, but all these vines here, and then that area will be either a lawn or a nice garden anyway, that part. And then to replace the vines that I lose here, I shall plant new vines at the other end where that bunch of stink trees was. So now walking back from along the top vineyard, looking out at the back paddock, another one of my plans, I have plenty of plans, hopefully they'll come to fruition, will be somewhere maybe here or slightly further down, is to level an area. And I bought from England on the last trip a 60 foot by 18 foot polytunnel. So we use that to kickstart some of the summer vegetables and overwinter some of the more delicate things. I'd like to have a couple of fig trees and things like that, which might just need growing in pots and bringing in. Not sure yet. I could actually grow them in the ground and have one half of the polytunnel with just netting, and then maybe in the winter you put polythene over it. I don't know yet. It's all in the planning stage. Then this area, this is where that horrible stink tree is. At some point we'll have to have a digger in, so hopefully we'll be able to dig out most of the root of that. It's probably pretty extensive, big old lump of root. It'll take some digging out, but hopefully that will be managed. At the same time, that's when we'll grub out the bottom vineyard, make a cesspit, because there's no cesspit here at the moment, and level off this area for the polytunnel. It'll probably be a good week's work with a mini digger, or a bit less if we can get a bigger digger in. unfortunately in Bulgaria you can't seem to get digger hire, so I've done plenty of digging myself in the past, but over here they always come with a driver, so it's a bit of a pain because you can't you have to get everything forward planned, and you can't just sort of have it for a week and titivate yourself. You're going to have to completely have it planned out to make best use of time. There's the last remnants of the snow. Temperature today, I'm in my shirt, it's lovely and warm today, but it soon gets cold. This is the back of the house. This is a bit grubby looking, tin roof, and half of that is the lean-to kitchen at the moment. My plan is eventually to take all that roof off and extend the kitchen so it's double the length. The actual kitchen, careful not to trip on all these stink tree stumps. The actual kitchen comes, you can probably just see where the wall goes across there. So there's potential to bring it all the way down to the apex of that roof there and across, which will pretty much double the length of the kitchen internally. And then I need to raise this a little bit, another foot maybe, just to give us a bit more headroom inside. Again, I'll give you a tour around the house later on, so you'll see what it's like inside.